Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another week of the Amateur Oceanic Esports Australian Overwatch League. We have another match here between bottom 500s and Team Soundscape. I'm joined by Rio0, and this should be a heck of a game here on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, that's right, Dreambird. Hi, my name is Rio0, and we're starting out here on Lijiang Tower straight away on Village, as we see making their way on to the point, and we have Ryan Zariel on both sides, and Pharmacy as well. We have a Widow, Crystal, playing that one for the Team Soundscape. First two picks going the way of bottom 500s there, and they will get first control of the point.
Yeah, big meme with a couple nice kills there. I love the fact his name is a meme, and the Wishla cleaning up a couple as well. Just looking very strong off the bat for bottom 500. The Farah is doing absolute work right now.
Yeah, and Crystal's actually going to switch off to the McCree, so probably have a bit more flexibility with that pick. He's still trying to counter Wishla's Farah here, but he's having a bit of a hard time as they're holding up at the enemy choke. And Crystal does manage to take out Wishla, and the Dragon Strike will come through here for bottom 500. There's no kills from that. Zafny will res up Wishla, so now there's a bit of a man advantage. They're going to be pushing straight towards Team Soundscape here. Justice will rain down. Wishla will get taken out though in the middle of that, and Crystal is the only kill for them. And now there's still a man disadvantage. The barrage will come out here from Colts and get Shifty Risty. The Earthshatter not doing much, and now Team Soundscape will be trying to make their way onto the point as they now have the man advantage.
Nice pick there by Wishla, picking off the Zarya of Erla very early in that fight. Now we have a few more ults popped on the point. It looks like it's going to be bottom 500 still hanging it with the Graviton coming in, but that actually pulls the Deadeye straight through. It picks off both healers. That was a huge play from Crystal, and now they are still trying to grind it out. He has fallen because of the big Shifty Risty swings with the hammer, and Wishla is back here fragging out. And Wishla is actually going to find another kill. This could go either way. It's a very hectic fight right now. Wishla is reigning supreme. There's nothing really to counter him. And now that is allowing these kills to come in, especially with the Dragon from Meme finding a kill as well.
Everyone pressing Q there at the end, and point control will remain in favor of bottom 500. It's now ticking over to 99%. Overtime has been triggered by a Soundscape there, and Wishla will pull out that barrage. He's trying to get the Mercy in midair, does not manage to, and the Earthshatter will come down from Shifty Risty there. Wishla does manage to take out Colts, and now the kills are going the way of bottom 500 here. Graviton Surge will not get anything as there was no follow-up on that, and Erla will get taken down, and I think that'll be it. They're desperately trying to keep the overtime going, but that's it. Crystal taken down there by Wishla, and they will take the first map here on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, very, very strong performance. And one of the things that I kind of preach week in and week out is what separates the good teams from the great teams is how well a team adapts. And Team Soundscape, yeah, they pulled out the McCree. It was a fairly quick adaptation, but they weren't able, to take it all the way because of it. I'm curious to see if they'll change things up, I'm assuming they'll expect that Wishla is going to continue on that Farah with the impact that he had. But I'm curious to see how quickly these teams adapt on the second point now that they've had kind of one zone to feel each other out.
Yeah, that's right. And we might be seeing a Mei coming out here. It's not a very common pick, but we have seen it even at the highest level of Overwatch. This Mei and Reaper composition played by the Los Angeles Gladiators actually in the Overwatch League. So they're going to be trying to replicate that composition here, but for bottom 500s, we have the Hanzo coming out on Wishla has switched over as the charge will come through here, and the Mei wall is put down. Jarb's getting 2 quick kills, and that's going to be pushing into the bottom 500s, trying to get early control of the point. Mei wall coming down once again. Wishla cut off completely, and they will be taking the first control of the point here on Control Center.
Jarp's got a big 4K right there. That's just a Reinhardt going to town, swinging his hammer without a care in the world. And great job by him, both zoning the team with the combination on the Maywall and finding some kills as the Maywall is going to pinch out a couple of these players as well. The Brigida on Meme and Shifty Risty, the Ryan, both getting caught out there. This May is working beautifully.
Yeah, and it's very, very difficult, especially when you're up against this composition, this Mei, with the Mei and the Reaper. It's so difficult once you lose control of the point to get back in through this choke. And they may need to wait for a couple of ultimates here, as they don't really have any online right now. Wishler is the only one getting close. But Jobs does have the Earth Shadows available, as the Mei Wall will come down. Earth Shadow pulled out. The Graviton Surge from Echo is very effective. All the kills going the way of Team Soundscape here. And once again, they will be pushing them all the way back to spawn.
And a complete team kill there, an absolute mulching. They tried to come in and they just got ulted upon. And here's the thing. Ult economy is still in the favor of Team Soundscape here, trying to hold. Wishla, though, that's a lovely little pick onto the Mei. Can they follow it up? And actually, the follow-up Mei picks off the Lucio. So a couple nice picks here right now. Give bottom 500s a chance to walk back in. Can they take it?
Well, Meme has switched over to his own Mei here, as they do have the man advantage. They'll be trying to push that as much as possible. Jobs with the charge does boot the enemy Reinhardt away, but the Reaper ult coming out here from Colds with the triple kill, going huge for his teams. He'll get another one as well, quadra kill there in that fight, and they will retain control of the point once again. This might be yet another 99-0.
Another team kill coming in there. Just some absolute massive play. We have a Graviton here, but the Earth Shatter to counter, and the Maywalls, they've got everything coming out here, and all they find out of it is a Lucio. That's not enough for the ult, and that means they can't get on point, and that will close this segment. We got a 1-1 here. 2 complete 100-0 shutouts, though.
Yeah, and I think we're seeing a bit of the map. The uniqueness of Lijiang Tower, or at least those two first maps of Lijiang Tower, with the chokes very close to the spawn, coming into play here as these compositions which try and cut off and control these chokes with the Mei and with the Reinhardt and the Zarya as well, being very effective too. 100 to zeros to start things off. But now this is a bit of a more open map. Farah is very powerful here on Garden, so we'll see whether either of the teams decide to bring that one out. Colts will be on the Farah, and so will Wishla.
Well, Wishla won the duel in the first segment of this map. Which Farah will win it out here? I think with the performance Wishla had, I do have to favor it, but the positioning is a little bit better for Team Soundscape right now, and Wishla is going to find a kill on the Crystal. Colts has traded back, and a res has been forced out, and Colts has actually gotten the Diva demeched as well. So far, it's looking like Team Soundscape with the momentum carrying through off that last map.
Yeah, and it looks like there's no one on point right now, although the point is open, but they will back off as bottom 500 will be pushed back to spawn, waiting for their respawns there. And interesting, actually, they've decided to run the dive tanks, the Diva and the Winston. That is at odds to the run on Zarya being run here by Team Soundscape, and they'll be trying to take their attack around to the backside of the point and try and take a bit of a different angle. The boop coming out from Colts and does manage to get Meme. He's not able to dash back onto that platform there. And that's going to give them an early advantage here in this fight. And they're going to be pushing them all the way through to this control room. And the Reinhardt swinging away. Jobs doing tons of work. Nudrider will pull out that Coalescence and take him down. Erla also down. So both tanks unavailable here for bottom 500. And, Wishla will take out Colts there in the middle of his barrage. And there will be a point switch here. So they finally out. And it won't be another 99-0. That's probably a good thing for our viewers.
3 segments it's taken us to finally have a second team cap a point on one of these. I just love it. It's absolutely outrageous, but a great little push there, great little dive. Sure, they lost their Genji, but they still managed to find all the kills. And one of the big things is the big player right now for Team Soundscape has been Colts, and he's been zoned off really well, taking kind of like the 2v2s versus Wishla as opposed to helping his team out on the point.
Yeah, well, there's ults now, a lot of ults, almost 5 ults available here for Soundscape, and they will be pulling out that Graviton Surge. Erla does get the early kills here, and Jobs teaming up with him as well to get a couple of his own Sneaky Snakes. Self-destruct will take out Jarmes, but they have a man advantage now. They're pushing that onto the point. The res will come out, and that's pretty much going to be it. The point will once again switch over. And there's very little separating these two sides here on this particular map of Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a little. I guess I kind of question bottom 500's ult usage there a little bit. It felt like after losing 2 players, they started to throw the ults in just to try and salvage. Whereas I feel like it would have been better to just kind of take, spawn back up here, have your ults with you, and come back in with more than just the 2 ults that they have right now.
Back in, this Colts is the only one with an ult online. However, also pretty close. And Meme is getting close to that Dragon Blade as well for the side of bottom 500. So see where he decides to pull that out and whether he's able to get any value out of it.
What a shot by Crystal, headshotting Wishlow, taking the Pharah off the field. That is a massive start for this fight. It's allowing Colts to have a lot more space and a lot more power. But here comes the Dragon Blade from the Genji. What can it find? The answer is not a lot. It's Crystal's found another kill. This is a fight that looks like it's not going to go bottom 500's way. Wishlow's trying to do what he can. But the Deadeye finding 2. And that should close this fight off. Crystal with a 4K. Might have been 5 in this fight is absolutely massive. Wishla is still here, and that's actually a late Mercy pick, which is nice, but no real consolation for losing the point.
Well, they will be able to engage here 4v5, but the Graviton Surge will keep them at spawn for a little bit longer, so they're going to have to hurry with Shifty Risty missing the jump there, but the D.Va does manage to get in and force that overtime. Ults being pulled out left and right here as the Coalescence will try and keep the tank line alive, but Meme will get taken out. The barrage now coming out here from Witchline, and it's another double kill. And Primal Rage also available here for Shifty Risty. He's popped it out. He's booping everyone around on the point. Sneaky Snake will take down Jarps as well. And now it looks like the point's going to flip once again. And if it does, I'm not sure whether the Soundscape will be able to come back here, as the Lucio is the only one left here live on the point for them. And it will switch over. And we'll see whether anyone's able to trigger that overtime. Only 2% left, 1%, and no one's able to get onto the point. Brilliant play there by bottom 500s, and they will manage to take out this first map here.
An absolute brawl at the end. It could have gone either way, but there are some massive plays from the Pharah. Wishla, I think, having to be the MVP of that first segment, just doing an absolutely lovely job finding some of these kills, and he got a huge one at the very end onto the opposing Pharah. Because of that, what it allowed him to do is it gave him free reign of the skies, because the McCree was already dead. There wasn't any hit scan that could really counter him, and he was just able to reign in, find a few more kills, and that won that last fight and managed to close out the map. But what a heck of a first map we have so far. Yeah,
definitely. And I think this first map was definitely a fight between Crystal and Wishla. Wishla on that Pharah just trying to do whatever he can. He really had some incredible plays, but Crystal also pulled out some incredible dead eyes there on that McCree. And when one of them was shut down, the other team managed to get a bit of a better foothold on the map and take it out. But in the end, Wishla managing to do the work on that final fight and flip the point over, and they will take the first map. But now we'll be moving over to Rialto, which I personally haven't watched much competitive play on Rialto. What about you, Dream?
So I'm not gonna lie. When they told us what the map pool was like a week or two ago, saying that we had another map, I saw Rialto, and I was like, oh, cool, Rialto. And then I thought about it, and I'm like, wait a second, the only reason I know what Rialto is because it's that operation map from the last CSGO operation. Which then really threw me, and I'm like, wait, well, this will be fun. So I'm going completely blind into this map. I had the option to do like the try. I was like, no, you know what? It's gonna be more fun to try and cast this completely blind and just get my mind blown when I can for the first time. So
to be honest, I'm excited as well. Like I don't have no idea what kind of compositions. I have done a few scrims on this map myself with my own team, but it's all pretty much up in the air. There's not been any only really contenders that have been played on this map, but I'm not sure how many people really watch contenders. So yeah, anything could be pulled out here on Rialto. So should be very exciting. I think we're going to have a few subs coming in as well, so we're just waiting for that to finish, but should be ready pretty soon.
Yeah, nothing like a little bit of substitutions. Got to get the right boys in. Got to get your right lads in the right place, and figure out, who is the key player on this map.
I'm actually not sure who was even subbed out, actually. So maybe I'll scroll up and try and figure out who it was. No, it doesn't even tell me, so we'll figure it out. I think Madra did not play in the previous
Crystal
map.
swapped.
I think Jarmers has been swapped.
James for Remix, as they said.
Oh, okay.
In chat.
I'm not sure what Remix plays, but we'll see what each team decides. Hopefully,
that's what
we
I
see
saw in chat. So,
okay, that's interesting. So possibly a different configuration of
I also see a player
supports.
named the Remix in here. Oh no, there he is. Remix Chills. I'm blind.
Remix Chills. Yeah.
Having eyes is a challenge. I am on this map. Looks very. Oh, I know what this map is. Okay, we're good. Took me a minute. It was the for one, it does kind of look like the Counter-Strike map, but it was also the bot mode from the last event, right?
Yeah, that's right. Retribution mode. So
Thank you.
That was still on this map. But it was at nighttime, so the map looks completely different at daytime. Although it's the same map.
It threw me off a little bit, but it's actually, I love it. It's a nice looking map aesthetically. I don't know how I feel about these boats going underneath. That's kind of a neat thing. Curious to see if anyone's gonna go for a boat ride. There we go.
Yeah. Well,
that's the next thing. It's the boat ride strat.
Yeah, do those boats? Can you actually ride on those boats? Is that like a? I should try this after this match. I'm gonna go into a custom game and actually try riding. So I think.
Yeah, I think it'd be fun to go for a boat ride, don't you?
Yeah. Could be a good way to tour the new map because we both seem to have very little idea of what's going on.
Hey, that's the best idea. The thing I have figured out is there is a payload that they are moving, so they're on the cart right now, starting to move it forward. And Meme, he's on that Widow. He's found the Hanzo kill on Crystal, and he's now actually picked off this Zenyatta. So Meme is doing a little bit of work here pretty early in the map.
He's going to get another one there onto Echo. So Widow doing a lot of work, and both teams are actually running this double sniper. So that is pretty much what I expected from my limited experience here on this map. But it's difficult to get through this. Once you round the first corner, it's difficult to get the payload through this tiny little choke, especially if we get stopped here, as Soundscape have been in this match.
Yeah, choke points never find a push through. They got the right tools to use it, though. The Reinhardt is definitely the right call. But they do have a lot to deal with right now, and Wishla is farmed up to his ultimate there with some nice Hanzo play. Crystal, though, gonna find the trade on the Meme. They kill each other because that's always what you want to do. Dragon coming through will find a kill onto Jarps. Again, the only kill there. Nedry picks one up onto Erla. So the defense is fragging out a little bit.
Yeah, Colts will get a late kill there on Nandra, but I assume that will be rezzed up, and it doesn't look like Zafni has the res available. The Valkyrie will be popped here early, and Meme taking out Echo once again. He's just popping off, completely uncontested. The snipers of Soundscape can't seem to really deal with the pressure being applied by Meme and Whistler and their own sniper picks, but we may see some changes coming through. Jarps is going to switch over to the Winston, and Crystal has switched to that Tracer as Shifty Risty gets the sneaky fire strike there onto Remix, and that'll delay the next push once again by about 10 seconds.
Yeah, poor Remix there. He was caught very deep at the end of that fight. Tried to retreat and got a nice fireball right to the forehead. Speaking it to the forehead, Colts on the Genji has picked off Meme, who's been having such a high impact. With no sniper on the field, I'm curious to see how this is going to work out for the defense. Wishla, he's managed to find a kill. So has the Zarya gotten one, but the trade's right back there for Team Soundscape.
Yeah, and they disengaged so well there. The dive picks were brought out by Soundscape. They managed to take the back road and get an early pick onto the Widowmakers, but the disengage was really good from bottom 500s there, and they managed to peel for the Hanzo to deal enough damage and take out the opposing dive tanks. Payload still hasn't moved through this choke. It's gotten a little bit closer, but Soundscape is still struggling to find answers here.
What I'm really curious to see is how many kills Meme has had, because dear Lord, another one there on the remix, and that's a cheeky just across the bridges here very early on. Guys kind of walk out spawn and they walk into the crosshairs of Meme, which could do a lot of work.
Seems that Soundscape haven't even realized that he's there. Now I think Remix has seen him, tries to get the right click onto him, but doesn't manage to do so. The deflect will not hit either. And Ella and Jarvis here trying to find a way into the enemy team. The Graviton Surge will go out, and Whistler there with the Dragon Strike, easy as it really gets. Transcendence for good measure, and now there's only 18 seconds on the clock. Valkyrie has also been popped, but Shifty Rissy, the only one with an ult available for bottom 500s, but Crystal, the only one with an ult available. He will get taken down by Whistler as well, so they're going to find this very difficult. Echo will probably pop that Valkyrie as soon as he manages to get in here. Colts, though, going to answer that with his own Dragon Blade. Nadry taken down very quickly. Whistler will take out Jarv, so a few trades coming through. Daphne does manage to res up Nadry, but still the defending team, bottom 500s, has an overwhelming man advantage here. Whistler will yet another double kill with the Dragon Strike, and that'll be that. It will be stopped here in this tiny choke around the first corner. Payload didn't move very far in the end.
No, not far at all. But one of the things I kind of wanted to point out, and one of the things that I want to, like, when I get the chance to watch this VOD back, because I'm curious, when there was that lovely ult combination between the Hanzo and the Zarya, Remix Charles popped his ult on Zenyatta, the Transcendence, but he popped it too late. I'm curious to see if it was because he was like, he just spawned and he didn't get there in time and tried to save who he could early, like as fast as he could, or whether it was just a like too late, slow reaction and a miss pop from him. Because if he pops that earlier, if he was in position, he saves his entire team, but instead it's a 4K for Wishla.
Well, it's interesting actually, the interaction between Dragon Strike, Graviton Surge, and Transcendence, because Dragon Strike, if you damage boost it together with Graviton Surge, does exactly the same amount of damage as Transcendence heals. So if you get any other damage in there, say a Reinhardt or any other spam from Zenyatta coming through or anything like that, you will actually still be able to get a team kill. So although he probably was a bit late on that Transcendence, I'm not sure whether it would have saved him, because the damage boost would have been on the Dragon Strike as well. So
yeah, that's a good question. And I did just get the answer to the question we had earlier in this map. I saw people come out of spawn, jump across the river, land on a boat, and jump off the boat to get to where they wanted to go faster. So you can ride the boats. And you might have noticed that Crystal died there at the beginning. It's because he missed his jump onto the boat. So if you jump in the water, you're dead. But if you land on the boat, you're good to go.
We're answering the big questions here on stream. Definitely, we can ride the boat. I'll probably still try that after this match. Looks like
yeah, you just want to go for a ride anyways.
Yeah, of course, definitely. Well, only a single sniper coming out here for the defense for Soundscape. Crystal on that Hanzo. The Colts will be running the Brigitte, so a bit of a different composition. Orisa and Diva will make up the tank line, but Crystal getting the first kill there onto Meme, and Meme not having that early success he managed to have on defense. And once again, the payload's going to be stopped here on that first corner as bottom 500 will be pushing forward to try and get some follow-up kills. Shifty does manage to jump away, and they will be waiting for Meme to respawn. And this first corner He's proving really troublesome for the attacking side.
Yeah, this is a rough spot to try and get through. Such a tight corridor. A lot of shields can be used, and you can see that there. But a great dragon coming through. I thought it was going to be good. It only managed to find the kill onto Echo, but they now have taken out both supports, and that should allow the push to come through. The thing is, this card, it's almost at the end there. We have almost found the end of this game, and it's because Wishla on Hanzo has done amazingly to get those kills, and that is actually going to close it out lightning fast.
Well, they knew that all they had to do was wait until they got a couple of ults online, just pop it, get that kill wherever they could, and Wishla getting the kill onto the Mercy, that's pretty much, as with a solo Dragon Strike, that's pretty much all you can really hope for. And it was the kill that they required. He managed to get the flanking route as well, as he will be getting that play of the game as well for his efforts on defense. And bottom 500, gonna have to search for an answer here to... Sorry, Soundscape is gonna have to try and search for answers here on this third map. Will be, I believe, Hanamura. So we'll be moving on to Assault next.
And one of the things that they are going to have to work on is Meme, because he was on fire on that Widow. I'm very curious to see how that shakes up. But before we find out, we're going to take a quick break. When we get back, it'll be map 3 between Team Soundscape and bottom 500s. And it should be an absolute doozy on Hanamura. Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Amateur Oceanic Esports Australian Overwatch League. I'm Dreamboat, joined by ReZero, and we are back in time for map 3, bottom 500 versus Team Soundscape. And hopefully this map here on Hanamura is a little bit longer than map 2 was. That was pretty quick.
Yeah, both teams, or really bottom Team Soundscape being stopped there on the first corner of Rialto was definitely a story of that first map, second map rather. But they were a bit closer on the tower, so hopefully on 2CP which is a bit more of a figured out map type, and especially Hanamura has been in the game for such a long time. We'll probably see these two teams be a little bit closer. As we're going to now for our third map, and what do you expect here from Hanamura Dreamboat? You expect any weird picks coming out? Have you seen any weird picks yet this season on Hanamura?
Not yet. I don't think anything is going to venture too far off the deep end. Although I am, personally a fan of the Maywall right at the front of the gate, just to be a giant troll.
It's definitely an old school favorite, and we'll see. I have seen a few tank heavy comps, especially on the attack. So we'll see whether Soundscape will be attacking first. See whether they decide to pull out. But Crystal is hovering over that Widowmaker, so probably not. We may see Echo on the Sombra though, so that would be a little bit interesting.
Yeah, Sombra could be a little fun here. I'm very curious to see, with the changes announced to Sombra as well, how that's going to change things up. When it comes to that infinite cloak and some of the other changes that they've done. Curious to see how those will shake out when those come live.
Yeah, definitely. Sombra is in a bit of a awkward spot right now, but hopefully those buffs will iron out a few of the issues. Of course, some of the viewers may be wondering, why is there no Symmetra? Of course, Symmetra did get changed very recently, but it's not available for the foreseeable future in the AAOL.
Yeah, just taking it out of the rotation a little bit until we realize exactly what we have in our hands with that. And Crystal, with the sniper and the Widow in her hand, finding a nice shot onto Wishla, going to force the res very early, and that's going to trigger a very aggressive push in here from Team Soundscape. They have the Genji deep, and Colts is going to get caught Wishla getting that kill.
Unlucky there for Colts. He wasn't able to wall climb up, and he ended up getting caught there on that open gate, hammered down by Shifty Risty. And they're going to have to wait, despite that early pick onto, I believe it was Whistler. They're not going to be able to take advantage of it. Dive is the choice as far as the tanks go for Soundscape. And Crystal trying to get that high ground. He will be pushed away, not able to get a pick. He's going to go back onto it. Colts also trying to get that high ground position. The dive will come through. They're retreating all the way back into the gate. And Shifty Risty and Meme comboing there with the Fire Strike and the Shield Bash to get a couple of kills. Wishla finishing things off as well. Echo will get taken down. And they will be pushed all the way back to spawn. But they managed to charge a few ults from that. So maybe they're not all that unhappy.
Yeah, I mean, a few nice kills there to slow it down. What honestly was looking like a pretty good push for Team Soundscape. Bottom 500’s, showing that resilience that they needed. And now, look at the aggression coming in there from Colts. He wanted to try something, and it didn't quite work out for him.
Shifty Risty hammering away here on that corner, getting a ton of damage. He's 50% to his Earth Shadow already. Wishla, though, getting the first kill onto Colts. And the res will come through. The shield will protect the Mercy as well. So once again, the spam wall will be starting up again. But Jarps oversteps his mark a little bit, and Shifty Risty will get a double kill, taking out Crystal as well. Not sure where that kill happened, but they will be pushing forward, and that's pretty much a team kill for bottom 500's very strong defense here. And I'm really impressed about how they managed to disengage and then push forward as soon as the kills come through from the snipers.
Well, now, again, kind of beating their head against the wall, Team Soundscape, trying to find an entrance any way that they can. Valkyrie is going to be a good option for that, but the Graviton doing a great job denying. The Dragon comes in, and even though the Transcendence is there, as you mentioned, it manages to find 3 kills regardless. Wishla absolutely mulching them with the Dragon. And that is going to stunt another push. Bottom 500s are looking very strong right now.
Yeah, Graviton Surge, the Dragon. I don't know what we would really call that combo. Dragon Surge? I think that's a decent name, but incredibly powerful, meta-defining right now. And the power of it to pretty much negate the Transcendence combined with the Mercy's damage boost is extremely strong. Shifty trying to go for a bit of a sneaky Earth Shadow. They're hiding behind the corner, but he is found out. Yeah, Valkyrie will be popped by Zafni. The Dragon Strike will come through, and it manages. Whistler does manage to get 2 kills in the middle of that, though, somehow, and his own Dragon Strike will get a double kill as well. Whistler going huge here. Doesn't matter what you do, he's managing to shrug off any kind of aggression directed at him and just pop off time and time again throughout this series.
It is very evident that Wishla did not feed his pet dragons. It's kind of like Game of Thrones when Daenerys stuck them in the cave. They were hungry, they were angry, and they came out swinging, absolutely eating the competition. And Wishla with another kill there, shutting down the Fair of Colts.
Well, Earthshadow will come through there from Giles, but no one's able to get onto the point, and I'm not even really sure what to say about that. It was just a very good defense from bottom 500s. Their team coordination, their positioning was impeccable. And, well, Soundscape are going to have to go back to the drawing board a little bit, and they're going to have a very tough ask. Only 1 tick is required for bottom 500s to walk away with the win. And they're going to have to defend for, I believe, it was 4 minutes for Hanamura Point A. So that's definitely a tough ask here for bottom 500.
You know those big exercise balls?
Yes.
You know those like videos of people running like full tilt into someone holding them and they just get like annihilated because they bounce right back?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That's kind of what it felt like watching that push come in. Everything they tried. They may have gotten a little bit of squish into it and they got shot right back out. There was nothing they could do. Really strong from bottom 500s on that defense.
And just the way they absorbed any kind of pressure, especially at the beginning when they were up against a dive comp, and they outsmarted Soundscape there with their hero picks as well, because they blind picked Brigitte, which has gone a little bit out of favor recently, but is still a very strong pick against dive. And well, as we saw, the Brigitte and the Reinhardt to shut down any kind of pressure coming through from that Winston Diva dive. We will be switching over here though, so Soundscape will be running that Brigitte of their own, and Crystal will be on that Hanzo, but Meme once again on that Widowmaker. I'm excited to see whether he's able to pop off like he did on Rialto here.
Yeah, all he needs is 1 or 2 kills, and he's completely opened up this point, and he's done a lot of damage there. It's actually going to get Jerps caught out. Shifty Risty finding that kill, and Wishla 2 kills of his own. Could that be it before this even really started? It looks like it's going to be. That is absolutely savage.
John's typing in the chat there, I hate you, Widow, and Meme has been a constant thorn in the side of Soundscape here throughout this match, and bottom 500 will take a very convincing victory here on Hanamura, and they will take this series 2-1.
Oh, wow. That was something else. And I mean, here's the tough part that I have. I always like at the end of these games to kind of award an MVP. And it's really tough because over those 3 maps, Meme at the last 2 had quite a high impact, but I think I have to give it to Wishla. All 3 maps, he was absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I mean, you can go back to Lijiang Tao on that Farah just with those clutch barrages, and all the way through, he was just getting pick after pick. Really can't fault his performance.
Well,
I think previously I said it was 2-1. Is that the score? Maybe.
I think it's actually 3-0.
3-0. Okay, that sounds a little bit more in line with what I was thinking. So 3-0, bottom 500s defeat Team Soundscape. So, what were you going to say, Dreamboat?
Again, one of the big things I think that Team Soundscape need to take away from this is they need to come up with something and work on something that they can do to counter the impact that the Widow and Hanzo were having against them. Meme and Wishla, the two of them just had such a high impact for the entirety of that series. And really, they were struggling to find ways to counter it. They didn't really change their comp up, and it continued to get mulched. So I think one thing that if they can take something away, it would be they need to have a few ideas in mind on how to counter these and go to them a lot quicker. Because if you're getting mulched and you don't change your comp and you bring it into another map, and you still get you're still going to get mulched. It's not one of those things that things magically by map change. So we need to see a little bit more in terms of, I guess, like forethought into how to change and better adaptation out of them.
Yeah, definitely. And it's not just composition wise, just their positioning and the way they coordinate attacks, how they which target they focus first, those kind of fundamental things is key to breaking down this double sniper composition, which is very prevalent in this current meta. So it's you have to be very coordinated to break it down, because if you have snipers and you can't really reach them, and they're covering two different sight lines, it's very difficult if you're just walking in over and over to get anything done. You're just feeding the ults of the enemy team. So yeah, you just have to rely on those fundamentals and get those really down pat to try and break that open.
Well, I mean, I don't know how much there is more that we can say about a fairly strong 3-0 showing from bottom 500s. So I think before we wrap it up here, is there any shout-outs you want to give?
No, not really. I guess stay tuned. We will have more games coming up here on this stream, and also on the mainstream AOE Sports. Sorry, I forgot they changed the Twitch channel name. But yeah, stay tuned. And it's been a pleasure casting with you, Dreamboat.
The pleasure is all mine, my friend. I think hope we get to do that again sometime soon. And before we go, I do want to give a quick shout out to Pulsar Overwatch for coming up with some pretty good copy pastas in chat. But yeah, stay tuned. We will have another game coming in about 45 minutes. I don't know what time Australian that is. It's 3:30 in the morning for me when that game's supposed to be.
I think it's 8:30. 8:30 p.m.
8:30 for you guys?
Yeah.
All right. So tune in at 8:30 and have a great evening, everyone. Drive safe.